Hey, so I'm going to be working on the promise polyfill for it's only like three methods, the all, the then, and the catch methods. So I'm going to get started. I have like some unit tests here. So yeah, let's get to it. So I'm going to start with a constructor, and then takes in an executor function that will be this function that is seen here, which takes on a resolve and a reject. And we're going to do a try catching here and immediately call the executor. And then we're going to create these methods in a second, but these are resolve, these are reject, and we're going to catch the error if there's anything, and we're going to reject the promise with now let's add the methods. So let's do like resolve. What will the result take? It takes a value. The type will be the same type of the promise, and it will return. So like this for now, and then let's do reject. Doesn't return anything. This doesn't return anything. So let's do error. I'm going to make it type any, and then in here we know that we're going to take resolve. Oh, this actually is resolve type of these are resolve. Let's do reject type of these are reject, and then it returns void. It's not resolve, this is resolve and resolve. Okay, now the promises have state, and actually, like, let's do status. Status is either pending, fulfilled, or rejected, and it starts as pending. Other than that, we have the value that we store, which is of type T, and we then have the error, which is type any, and we're going to have a callbacks array. So let's do on fulfill callbacks, which will be an array type, oops, this will be an array of type this will be an array of type takes a value. This will be functions, right? It will take a value, and it will return void. No, this will return T or a custom promise of T or void. Then we're going to have like the rejected callbacks. So the method fails, the promise fails, and we're going to have an error, and this doesn't return T, just returns another promise or void. Okay, I'm going to add the then method, the catch method, and the all. This is static, that's why you can do promise dot all. And okay, all of these return new promises, that's why you can chain them. So let's start by adding like return new custom promise. The type will be the same, and we're going to have resolve, reject. Okay, yeah, actually we need to start by the resolve and reject functions. So what we want to do here is, if the promise is pending, we are going to set it to resolved or to fulfilled, and then we're going to call the fulfilled callbacks, and we're going to set the value. If it's not pending, then we already transitioned the state, so we don't want to do anything. So what I'm going to do is, if this status is not pending, we're going to return. And then let's do this value equals to value. And this status equals to fulfill. And let's do unfulfill callbacks. Fulfill callbacks. But for each callback. And we're going to call them with this value. Okay, that's the start. So let's copy all of these. The reject method is pretty much the same, but we're going to set this to the error. This is also the error. And the status is rejected. And here we have like the unrejected callbacks. And this is the error. Okay, so that's pretty much it for the resolve and the reject. Now we can get started on the then method. So what we're going to do here is, if it's pending, add to callbacks. We're not going to call it straight away. If it's if resolved, then call the resolve method. If rejected, you know. So this takes two methods: unresolved, which takes a value type t, and it returns t or like custom promise type t, and it takes an this is actually optional, an unrejected method that is taking an error type any. I don't need the question mark here. And then it returns a custom promise by t, or it returns void. And actually this also can return void. So in here we're going to do another function that will be called handle resolve, that has a value t, and it does a try catch always, and like this, or reject with the arrow. If we fail, we're going to reject. And then in the try catch, we're going to do if the unresolved method exists, let's call it, and result equals unresolved of the value. Oops. And since the result can be another promise, we're going to do if result is an instance of a custom promise, we are going to pass through the resolve and the reject. So we're going to do result, but then resolve dot catch, oops, reject. I'm doing like, I haven't made the catch method yet, so that's why it's complaining. Let's add this. The catch method down here. So now one complaint, and else if this is not another promise, so we just not need to resolve the result. Come on, it's complaining. Void t is unresolved to t undefined. So this is also maybe void. And in here, this is also maybe void. In here, this is also maybe void. Okay. That's that. Try, catch, this is fine. Okay, so we need to have the same, oops, I shouldn't have removed that. So we need to make the same for the onReject method. So let's do onReject. Let's do error here. And this is going to be any. And then let's do, if the onRejected method exists, we're going to call it onRejected with the error. And we're going to do, if result is a custom promise, the result of then result, this is fine. Otherwise, we're going to reject with the result. And no, hold on, I think this is a result. And if the onRejected method doesn't exist, then we're going to call the reject with the error. And okay, so we've made these functions. Now we need to add them. We need to add these checks and add them to the callbacks if we have to. So let's do if its status is pending. If it's pending, then on success callback. On fulfill callbacks the push handle result. And the on rejected callbacks the push reject. Why do I call them different names? I don't know. Okay, so that's that. Then let's do if it's resolved. If this status equals fulfilled, we're going to call this, no, not this, handle resolved with this by. This either like this is T or undefined, and this is void also. So like, is that it? Yeah. And then let's do if this status equals rejected handle rejected of this. So now when we call the handle rejected, come in here, see if it needs to resolve, or if we don't have this function, then it will reject. That's fine. Now the catch method is pretty much the same. So before running, I'll do this, copy this. Actually, I'll copy everything. And then we go. You can remove the bits that we don't need. So like, let's remove all this. Let's remove this. And let's remove all of this. We don't need to, we need the kind of results here. So let's save so far and wait till the test run. Let's check it out. I don't know what they are running so slow. Okay, so 6 passed. The all makes sense that the all method doesn't pass because it's not there yet. So let's add it. The all method takes promises. That is a list of promises. And these are of the type of custom promise. And it's an array actually. What is it complaining here? Static members can reference class type parameters. Okay, so this actually needs its own generic type. And what we're going to do is also returns a new custom promise. Let's make it of type U. And add the resolve reject in here. And in this executor, we're going to keep a list of the results, which will be of type U. It will be an array, and start it out with an empty array. We're going to do promises. And if you don't know what the the old method in the promise API does, it will reject if any of the promises reject, and it will resolve if all of them resolve. So let's do promises, and then each promise, we're going to do promise of then, this will be the value. We're going to do results or push the value. So we're setting all of the results in this array. And then if any of these fail, we're going to do catch. If any of these fail, we straight up reject with the top level reject here. And let's see this error. So this void or defined or a bunch of things. So let's do void or undefined. Definitely the types could do. I need to take a bit better look because some of these don't make sense to have a void here. It's not making sense to me, but anyways. So now we need to resolve because this is not resolving. So what we're going to do is do if results.length is the same as the promises length, then we're going to resolve with results. Oh, what's this? Yeah, because this is all right. Yeah, I need to do like void undefined. So yeah, okay, they are all passing now. So yeah, essentially we push all of the values into the results. Then if the results at any point are the same length as the promises, then we can resolve because we know we already went through all of them. And if any one of them fail, we just fail. So yeah, like the then method for me is the hardest one. It's just like we need to check if it's pending or if it's resolved, and then conditionally add to the stack of callbacks or call it immediately. And yeah, that's it.